Here is the true meaning of what Revelation, the 12th chapter, says. It says, there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun. Now, what is a woman? Remember, the book of Revelation is a book of symbols, and these symbols represent something. And again, we must let the Bible interpret itself. What this guy did in that video was put his ideas into the Bible instead of letting the Bible interpret itself. The Bible is its own commentary. What is the woman? Well, in Jeremiah, the 6th chapter, Jeremiah 6 and Jeremiah 6 verse 2, it says, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. The woman is Zion, and Zion is the church of God. You can read that in Hebrews, the 12th chapter, verse 22. Ye are come unto Mount Zion, unto the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels, the general assembly, and the church of the firstborn. So Zion is the church of God, and the church of God are those that do the will of the Father. Now, if you notice, it says she, being a woman, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. Now, a lot of people think that because Mary gave birth to Jesus, and Mary was an Israelite, that the woman is Israel. But that's not true either. If you notice, and I'll show you that a little later on in the program, that it's not Israel, but notice what Mark, the 3rd chapter says. Jesus says this. He said, he answered them, saying, verse 33, who is my mother, or my brethren? He looked around about on them which sat about him, and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever do the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother. So those who do the will of God, those are people that have the Holy Spirit inside of them, God's called out ones out of Israel and into his church. If you notice, Jeremiah, the 4th chapter, verse 14, here God is speaking to Israel, and he says this, turn, O backsliding children, saith the Eternal, for I am married unto you, and I will take of you, Israel, I will take of you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you unto Zion. So God will call people out of Israel and into his church. So Zion is the church of God. God's called out ones within Israel to make up Zion. And Mary did the will of God, and she was part of the church of God, Zion, and she gave birth to Jesus Christ of Nazareth. So the woman is Zion, and that consisted of the prophets of the Old Testament who were called out of Israel to do God's work in Israel, and of course the apostles and the disciples in the New Testament, called out of Israel to do the work of God in Israel. So Zion is the woman. Notice, clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Now, where do we find this symbolism in the Bible? Well, when you go to Genesis, the 37th chapter, verses 9 through 10, you will find that the sun meant the person, Jacob. The moon meant Rachel, because Joseph was describing their dream to him, and he saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars. And Jacob said that the sun was him, the moon was Rachel, and the 11 stars were his brothers. And of course, the 12th star would be Joseph. So the woman cannot mean Israel. The woman meant Zion, the called out ones out of Israel. And of course, wore Israel as a crown upon her head. And so the woman is Zion, and she is the heavenly Jerusalem. And also, Galatians 4:26, it talks about Jerusalem being the mother of us all. And here we see the woman being a mother that gave birth to Jesus Christ. So what we see here in Revelation, the 12th chapter, is the church of God, the history and prophecy of the church of God, of the devil trying to trying to kill Jesus Christ, wage war against the woman, and then you see the woman flying into her place of safety for 1,203 score days, 1,260 years, in the wilderness, and we see the whole history and prophecy of the Church of God. It's got nothing to do with the signs of heaven. These are symbols, and the Bible interprets its own symbols. So the woman is Zion, Jacob is the sun, Rachel is the moon, and the 12 stars are the 12 tribes of Israel, and Zion does the work inside the nation of Israel, and that's what it really means. Get this free booklet inside the book of Revelation, free of charge, off our website, britishisrael.ca. This is Peter Salemi saying goodbye, friends, and I'll see you here next time on the Watchman program.